about you, but I get a groove into the music, to the beat of, well, I have horrible dance moves, so who am I kidding? Hello, everybody, and welcome. What a way to start a Thursday, crafting. Well, not start, but midday crafting session gets us amped up and ready to go. So, as you all know, I am usually pretty ramped up and ready to go. So, I am so excited to be here with you today. And today, we are going to take a little trip back to a day when the Craft of Flower Antique Rose was released. It was one of my favorites. So I'm so excited to play with this today. Hello, Avril. Hello from Kansas. Thank you for sharing. Yes, share away, because I believe the amazing Angel is behind the badge today. And if you share, there's a possibility of a $15 gift certificate. How super cool is that? Maybe there's something on your wish list. Maybe you see something today. You never know. All righty, let's head down and we're going to look at our workspace and see what we can see and make today. All right, that doesn't look very exciting, does it? You're like, I don't know. All right. There we go. We got some exciting colors. So we're going to use the Antique Rose layering die set. And I'm going, Angel, we're starting out. Thank goodness she has angel wings, as she told me. She helps us steer the car because there are a lot of left and right hand turns. Yes, the whole website is your wish list. I am there with you. I got asked my favorite alt new product, and I'm like, that's a trick question. Don't ask me trick questions. I was going to use the new Well Red, but my office had different ideas. So we're going to use Black Sentiments, which is a little bit older, but still really, really super cool. And I think works really good with the roses. We get that delicate kind of flowy, or if you want to have a blockier one. So I just love this set because you get all kinds of different, what do we call that? Fonts. There we go. All righty then. Another tip I have for today. I was a silly girl. Now I'm smart. And when Altenew comes out with a product, I save the little layering guide. They're so beautiful. So I save them. But I was a silly girl back in the day. Can the Altenew markers be used to stamp? I'm not sure which markers you're talking about. The artist markers, no. I wouldn't do that. But the water brush markers, yes, I would. Okay, so on the website, if you had thrown away or gotten rid of the packaging that comes with it, they have these guides on the website. Super great as a reminder. So I pulled this out for us today as a reminder so we can see that. All right, this, I will tell you, I chose this because I had just been asked that trick question of what is my favorite Altenew set. My first Altenew set was Antique Roses, the stamp set. And I thought, we haven't done a Craft of Flower here in a bit. So, okay, Avril has a question. Anyone want to give me an idea for what sentiment to put on side a card for a Deb's graduation ball? That's a good question to get us all thinking. All right. We are going to go ahead and we're going to get started. We're going to use Coffee Break for the leaves. I'm going to have some brown leaves. I've got Seashore. This is how I store my gradient cardstock sets so that any of those little slivery pieces, I hang on to them. Hey, Nancy. And then I have the new purple that I brought out. And I grabbed this while I was over there because it's gold. It's shiny. Why not, right? There's got to be a layer we can tuck some gold in, right? Right? Do I have gold loving peeps out there? Do we all love the gold out there, guys? I know I've met a lady on here. She is a lover of the silver. But the great thing about that gilded cardstock set, you get both. You get silver, you get gold. I know I don't need to say it here, but Altenew thinks of everything, don't they? They just think of everything. Okay. This is the double-sided adhesive sheet, and it's super duper sticky. If you wanted to, you could also use, it's right behind me, the Altenew Ultra Sticky Tape, and you could just put it on the back of your thing if you wanted to do that too. Ooh, Nancy's opening an alt new package. I opened mine this morning, Nancy. I was on my way to school and the postman was silly and dropped it and thought I would leave it. No. So I ripped open that package before heading to help people at school. So, all right. And of course, we have a fur on the scene, which is not good when you have double-sided adhesive exposed. Normally, we love our furry little friends because they are so helpful. Hello, Mercedes. But when I have adhesive exposed, that seems to be her time to say, yeah, Mom, let me help. And I'm like, no, because she's very furry, very fully. Oh, good, we have gold lovers. Yay. Oh, gosh, I promise not to sing. That's kind of sing-songy. That's not singing so much. Okay, so I'm going to go off my sheet a little bit. That's okay, because I still have a portion, and I'll remember that. Ha, ha, ha. You guys will remind me, should I say, not to use that portion when we're doing dies. So if you're doing like what I'm doing in the future, because I know some of you like to watch and craft later, I am cutting this. You can put the gradient cardstock set, okay, which is 3x6. You can put a 2 1/4 piece and tuck it right over here in the corner, okay? And then because we have that little piece there, I have to save this. This is my favorite piece. I'm saving this, and well, I think the word is hoarding it. I'm going to hoard that piece, I think, or maybe we're going to use it. Nope, I'm with friends. We use cardstock with friends, right? Right? This is the love, man, the crafty love. So we got to use our favorite cardstock. All right, so if you go over a bit on your cardstock, all you can do, if you want to, you can leave it on there. It's not going to hurt anybody. But you can also come and just trim that off. And that one is too big to fit into my trimmer. So we're gonna let it ride. Okay, now it's the time for the dies. So I think we're going to get to all the die cutting. So if we look at our guide, and you don't have to follow the guide, you can do it as you want to. But I think what we're going to do, because do we love Crafty Adventures? Yes, we love Crafty Adventures. We're going to do one where we follow directions, and we'll put the dark one there. And the other one, when we do the other one, we're going to switch it up. We're going to do the dark layer as the top layer. Why not? Let's see how it looks. All right. So we're going to take our, oh, Angel, I think this is another quick turn here. We're going to take our satin masking tape. Oh, you hoarded the silver cardstock. Yes. It's some of it. It's like you want to write on the inside of the card. You can tell I love you because I use this cardstock. So please never throw this card away. Oh, goodness. We do love our supplies, but they're so beautiful. They're so beautiful. And you may notice on the back of my die a number 2. You're like, oh, goodness, what is she up to? So this is the second die. So that way I don't have to have this sheet. It's nice to have this sheet. But let's say I had a crafting emergency and I was on the go and I didn't have that sheet. I can still tell from my dies which one goes on which color according to the directions. Doesn't mean it has to stay that way, my lovelies. Hello, hello. Yes, we do collect pretty things, don't we? We love them. We love them all. We want to collect them and look at them and hoard them and, yes, name them and all of that. Sometimes we use them. And it's so fun when we use them. I don't know why we don't use them more. I think that should be our mantra. We're going to use them more. So I'm just trimming this down a scotch so that we have a little bit more room because we may not use all of this. Then we'll take a pair of big scissors. You should use ones that are adhesive friendly. These really aren't. These are a pair of sewing scissors that I commandeered for paper. Because how many out there, did your mother put the fear of death in you if you touched her sewing scissors and used them on paper? I would love to know that because my mother did. My My brother and I knew, A, you never took the last cup of coffee, and B, you never touched her good sewing scissors for anything unless you were helping her sew. So out there, I would love to know, did you guys do that with your moms too? Were you allowed not to take the last cup of coffee, and you were not allowed to touch the sewing shears? But now I can. I use them just on paper though. I like to have scissors for specific things. So it keeps the life of the scissor longer is really all that it does. You can mix and mingle, but it stretches the life just a wee bit. Okay. Now you guys, yes, knew not to touch them. I make calendars for my family. I give permission. Oh, that's a good. Kim had a wonderful, that's a wonderful sentiment. Kim said she gives herself permission to make things for her family. How wonderful is that? That's a wonderful idea. That way you feel a little bit better about it because you know it's for family and you know that it's okay because it is for family. All right. And I've messed up already. I pulled the wrong color. I'm so glad the rest of you are like, yep, you don't touch the sewing scissors. Oh, good. I'll have to tell my mom. Mom, you have lots of friends out there that they also told their children, do not touch the sewing scissors. All right. So I need a piece for this, and this is going to be my lightest layer. So I'm just going to tape that down, and then I'm going to do that trick that I just was mentioning. You can use, if you run out of the double-sided adhesive sheets, you could just use this on the back. This would work perfectly, the ultra sticky tape, and it is super duper sticky, which is what you want when you're looking for a sticky tape. So that's a good thing. And I like that it just tears. All right. So there, if you don't have, or if you don't want to have all the double-sided things, you could use this as well for your doves. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to trim this down. Now, these will all fit perfectly through the mini blossom. I may use my bigger machine today simply for the fact it's a little speedier, and I want to be able to make as many projects as possible with you. Okay, so I'm trimming these down as well because I need this one right here. Oh, actually, I need this one right here. I had that one because I did a duplicate because I'm a silly, silly girl. All right, so this one, the final layer, is going to go on the darkest piece. I'm going to shimmy that right in the corner. Now that's on these big pieces, okay? Even though you're like, whoa, look at all that real estate. I could do this, that, the other. I like to conserve because you never know when that little tiny piece is going to be the perfect piece that you needed. All right. And will that, oh, look at that. Look at that, my friends. Perfect. Woot, woot. Your mom didn't sew, but Stuart knows not to get near my sewing room. Yes. Yes, yes. My husband was good. He never came in and took, implements off my desk. He'd always say, hey, babe, could you get me? So it worked out good. I didn't have to worry. But my son knew there was a shriek at times when he would go near certain supplies in my office. So he knew that you don't touch that of mom's without asking. So if he did, no biggie. It's okay, but I would prefer that not happen. All right. So now we're going to throw on as many of these as we can because we're together. Let's make as many projects as we can. Okay. And I kind of like, this is kind of my favorite part. If I'm being honest with you, this is kind of my favorite part. It's like putting a puzzle together, trying to see how many pieces I can get on there. I love doing that. Love puzzles. Okay, so while that's cooking, I feel like a cooking show where I'm going to bring out a chicken. And the chicken is already done. Oh, I shouldn't say that word because I have a cat. If you say that in our house, that is referred to. You have to say C because he loves C. Loves that. He will do anything. My mother bought the other day 2 4-packs of chicken nuggets at Wendy's, and she thought, oh, he'll have a couple, and I'll get the rest. She got 2. He ate the rest. Oh, goodness. All right, so we're going to pop these out. And one of mine didn't cut out perfectly. That's okay. I can trim it. And Emery is here to say hello to everybody. She wants everybody to know she's doing well. Hello, Cheryl. How are you? Okay, we're going to pop that on there. This one we did cut. So we'll get these two run through. And then we can also run through another set of these leaves. Because who doesn't like leaves? We love leaves. Lydia is my leaf inspiration. I love her projects. She uses leaves so beautifully and effortlessly. And I have difficulty putting more than a couple, but Lydia seems just to have it. It just flows magically. Yes. Well, actually, Nancy, it's not her. It's actually Manche that is obsessed with, what you guys said. I can't say it again. It's Manche that's obsessed with it. So I was kind of shocked that the other situation didn't occur. All right, so these I didn't have the stuff on the back, but that's okay. So we're going to make piles because that's what you do when you do the craft of flowers. You make little piles. And then I also, because I used the double-sided adhesive sheets, sometimes the paper will peel up and the backing stays down. I just try to poke it out with my pokey tool and hopefully it works. If not, no biggie. I can just peel it off and it may not work. Oh, it worked. Yay. Okay, so I can just peel this off and put this on my aqua color. All right. And then this one, same thing. I just want these pieces to stay. So I'm just giving them a little, a little positive energy that they should stay in their spot. Sometimes they take it, sometimes they don't. Oh, I'm glad you like it already. This is one of mine. We all have those days when we're like, oh my gosh, my creativity done got up and went, that old saying. And so this is one of those that I think, I mentioned making backgrounds as well, but for me, doing like a craft a flower or doing a background, sometimes even just cutting cardstock, I get inspired. I'm like, oh, I could do this or I could do that. So I highly recommend craft a flowers and background making when your creativity is like, yeah, I'm on vacation. Like, you figure it out and get back to me. Because some days our creativity does that. All right, so we got that. So we need another little scotch of this dark one because we're going to make a few more leaves. We've already run this one through twice, so we're going to call that one good. I also use magnet cards that I keep them on. It's shining on one side, magnet on the other, and that helps me out a lot when I'm crafting. And then this one, let's see if we can just peel it off. All right, there we go. We did pretty good. We did pretty good, my loves. Okay, now we'll get the little pieces. I should have emptied my little trash bucket, so let it all fall. All right, now we're going to do this one backwards, remember? Well, technically, can we say it's backwards if we're just, creating what we feel? I don't think so. But it's backwards according to the directions. We're on a crafty adventure. Do we follow directions? I don't know. Hello, Anne-Marie. Okay, so this one is supposed to be the big wide fella, which was on my desk. You guys saw it. We cut out something with it. Oh, there it is. It's under the plate. Okay, I'm putting you guys in charge of knowing where things are because I can't seem to do it. So I always say I need a little assistant in my space when I make projects so they can say, oh, it's here, oh, it's there. All right, so we're doing this one, the reverse order of the quote unquote suggested. So number 2, which was number 2? Let me look over here. So number 2 is the third color. So I'm going to do mine, a Volcano Lake, for number 2. Now, while we're out there, what do we have? Yes, I do. I have to. What do we have For favorite gradient cardstock sets, am I using one of your favorites today? Or do you have a different favorite for a gradient cardstock set? I would love to know. Oh no, thank you for letting us know, Sue. I didn't know that happened. Oh goodness, we don't want that. Crafting is positivity and love. We don't want any bad comments. Okay. We will look into that and see what we can do about that. Thank you for letting us know. Ooh, angels on the seashore. Yay! Yay! It reminds me of the beach. I think it's why. And I love the beach. What else? Anybody else out there have a favorite of the gradient cardstock sets? And another thing I forgot to mention too is if you don't want to use the gradient cardstock sets, there are lots and lots and lots of patterned paper packs that Altenew has. I have one right here. Unfortunately, it's kind of a gradient because it's the Altenew Blends paper pack. This is my favorite paper pack, even beating Rock Collection. I am obsessed with this paper pack, and I have to thank JC for giving me this obsession. JC, I saw a project and I was hooked. JC got me. I was hooked. So yeah, but there are lots of other ones that. Oh, good, Sue. I don't know if you noticed the comment. Angel said they noticed it and they're blocking them as they go. Okay. So let's put our flowers together. Now, you could go wild. You could mix purple and aqua, and that would look beautiful. Yeah, Nancy, I would love to see not tropical, maybe it is tropical forest. It's the one with the olive and the moss. I would love to see that. So let's do that. Do we have any dream color families that we would love to see in a gradient cardstock set? I, of course, would love Rock Collection. And I would also, like Nancy says, I would also love to see like a tropical forest one as well. That would be nice. Oh, that is the one. Oh, good. Yes, Nancy. I love that. That has been a go-to for me for inks for quite a bit. And I worry that you guys are like, oh my gosh, she's using it again. Oh, rose. Don't we have rose petal? I know there's cherry blossom. I think rose petal is a gradient, I think. I'm not positive on that. I think that is, but that's your favorite, Anne Marie? That's a pretty one too. I struggle a little with the pinks. I like the darker colors, I guess. Oh, goodness. But they're all pretty. It's funny that a lot of times different color families look, it's easier on our eye. Like my eye loves grays, loves orange, loves teals. I struggle more with the pinks. Since I make so many cards now to my husband and use the yellow, I'm kind of getting on the yellow train. I would love to have another yellow gradient cardstock. Maybe the Pocket Full of Sunshine would be really pretty. So there's so many beautiful colors. That's the wonderful thing. We have so many options. Okay. So there we go. So what I'm doing is I'm just pulling my dies off. I like to see what I have. You know, like when you're cooking, say you're doing like, as my client said today, Chopped Home Edition, which Chopped is a cooking show in the US where they just kind of throw things that don't really go together into a basket and you make something delicious. So as I'm doing that with my craft of flowers and my projects, that's what I like to do for that. I like to kind of lay out all my pieces, see where I'm at, and go from there. And this is the fun part. We get to put it together. And this is the easy part because we've already put the adhesive on the back. All right, I should have emptied my bucket, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. All right, so now we're going to go ahead And we're going to place this on here. Now I have to tell you, if this is not a set that you own or you haven't used it in a while, this is really kind of user friendly. The pieces fit together. They're very outlined, very kind of go, in there. But these ones, this is where we'll pull this thing back over and match up everything perfectly. Another thing you can do, a little trick, and I've already poked mine out, so it won't work for me. I'm just going to find the fourth die here. What you can do is you can leave your pieces in here, put adhesive on the back, and then you just put it on your flower, and all of your pieces will go in at the same time perfectly. Okay. So if you had your pieces in there, you could tape them with a satin masking tape on this side, run it through the gradient cardstock, and then they'll still be in there because the satin masking, and then just put a little adhesive, flop it down, lines up perfect. No muss, no fuss, beautiful flower. Yes, I think these sets, and I love these sets because they're so fast. They're so fast to put stuff together. I don't really have to think about it. And I like crafting sometimes when I don't have to think about it. It's if you've had a stressful day, something stressful is going on in your life. It's nice if you can go into your space and not have to think, that you just create. And then at the end, you look and you're like, whoa, I did a thing here. Like I did a thing. And I also want to let you know, if you are on Facebook, make sure you sign up for the Altenew fan group. We would love to see you in there. We'd love to see your projects in there. Always love to see what you guys create. You're so inspiring. I'm so grateful for this amazing community we are part of. All right, so this one I'm going to line up. Okay, I'm going to get, there's this little bump. Hold on, let me come in, hit the right button. Otherwise, you guys will see my filthy desk. We don't want that. So there's a little bump right here that I'm going to line up right there. Now I'm going to push that piece down. I'm not pushing anything else down until I'm sure it's where I want it to be. Now, usually if you can find one piece, the rest will fall into place. And I'm using this outline right in here. Okay. Hi, Anne. And then we're going to put this down here, and this lines up perfectly in this corner. And then I can kind of easily push that stuff down. Then I'm going to come over and I'm going to focus on this, and this lines up right along there. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Look at that. So pretty. And if you wanted to, say you wanted to skip the light purple, you could put white on there, or you could ink blend to get a really soft look. So say instead of using the lightest color, say you used, I think it's wisteria, say you used the lightest color. Yes, it's wisteria. So say you took the wisteria ink, you ink blend on white, die cut your first layer right here out of this ink blend, and then you'll have a really different look. These are super fun to ink blend on as well. So keep that in mind. Say you don't have the gradient cardstocks. You're like, well, I don't do the Crafty flower because I don't have the gradient cardstocks. You don't need them. You could do ink dragging, where you drag your ink pad across your cardstock, or you can ink blend. You can get so many different looks. And another option is, say you put your flower together. I don't know why I'm peeling the back off that. Say you put your flower together in all white, and then you ink blend different colors on there. You could do a rainbow rose. Who doesn't want a rainbow? I want a rainbow rose. If anybody wants a rainbow rose, I will say it's me, because I love the rainbow. Hello. How are you all doing? Thank you so much for joining. And I'm so glad that you guys join even after the hour starts, because it doesn't matter if there's 59 minutes left or if there's 2 minutes left. I want to see you. I want to say hello. All right. And then I get all these sticky little bits all over my desk. The good part is my lovely Emery. She comes along and eats them for me. So it's so helpful. And luckily has not cost a vet bill yet. Yes, the Altenew flowers. So Jean, do you have a lot of stamps, or do you have a lot of the Crafty flower, or do you have a good mix? You said you have quite a few. How about out there? Do we have a good mix of stamps and Craft-A-Flower? Or do you have one or the other? I would love to know. This one I'm going to line up. And if it's easier for you, line it up while it's still in that paper like we did on the last one. I'm just freewheeling here, as I call it. And I got a cat coming in hot because she loves to help. Oh, goodness. Oh, yeah. She... Okay. Sorry, sweetheart. She just loves crafting. I have to tell you, I'm not allowed to open Altenew packages on my own. She loves Altenew. It was not on her adoption paperwork, but she literally pulls with her teeth when my Altenew packages come in. She pulls each of the items out. So she loves Altenew. Now I messed this one up a little bit, but I did have some assistance in messing it up because a kitty was, up my business here. Okay, so let's see if I can pull it off. Sometimes you can pull it off, literally, can pull it up, okay? This double-sided adhesive is super strong, but you have a hot minute, as I call it sometimes. All right, hopefully this doesn't ruin my flower too much, but you do have a grace period. So at least I can fix this. But I can't say no to kitty loves and snuggles. I can't. If somebody in this world wants to give loves and snuggles and spread joy and happiness, I am all for it. Okay. Mostly stamps and embossing. A couple of Craft-A-Flowers. Large collection of stamp die combos and Build-A-Flowers. Yes. Yes, all the subscriptions. A cat took me out for a cat nap. Oh goodness. Speak of the fur. Yeah. So yeah, she's gonna go back in her window. She was just coming back to tell you all she loves you all, and thank you for loving her too, and understanding that she is part of our crafty community because she loves you all as much as I do. She just loves Altenew. She does not like other stamp companies. I don't know what it is. She has no desire. But Altenew, she literally, like I said, pulls stuff out of packages with her teeth. So look at our two. And we haven't even put the final layer on, my friends. We have not put the final layer on here. All right. So we got the light purple final layer because we went backwards on that one. And then we got the deep one over here. Now, this is a job for the tweezers because there are some little fiddly bits, as I call them. All right. So this one to me looks like a shark. So I name these. This looks like the shark. This is the mustache to me because it kind of looks like a stash. I always love those mustache competitions. You got to love a good grown mustache. All right. Oh, goodness. Okay. Pretty soon we're going to have to close the door because we're getting a little bit too much love. I got my ring. What ring? I got a ring? I didn't know I got a ring. Okay. Let's see. This little fella, I'm going to put it on the wrong flower. So mine will be a little bit off because I had the help of such a lovely assistant, but that's okay. I can't fault her for wanting to help me. So this little guy goes over and lines up in this little round. This is where I'm lining him up, right in this round little guy. Okay. And you can keep this right next to it. So the cutout. Okay. And then it would just be reversed if that makes sense because it die cut it and then you're putting it on. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. All right. And then we put this guy over here. This looks like a seal to me. So I call this the seal. See, you got the head and you got the little hands when they lay in the water. So yeah, it helps me to remember stuff. New bands. Oh no, those have been there for a bit. Yes, she does love. And have you guys seen the new packaging? Holy Toledo. There is a blue one that I got the other day. I didn't dare open it. It is blue with yellow flowers. and I don't dare touch it. It is so pretty. I just love this packaging that Altenew has. I mean, it's like all the other packages want to be that pretty. You know, I get the ones from Amazon and they're just brown, you know. And then I get these gorgeous, gorgeous packages from Altenew. And yeah. All right. So this guy is right here, and his head just kind of points down in this corner. This one, the key is this little bump right here. It matches the little bump right here. Okay, and again, so I don't really need the rest of it. This is really the focus of what I needed, was this one piece right here. Okay, now luckily this fella is all together, all in the family. I'm going to call him Big Fella. I heard a song today and I thought of all of you. Can you? Yes. Yep. We talked about that earlier, Cheryl. If you leave it in here, I would recommend putting a little bit of the satin masking tape over it, run it through, hold your pieces and flip it over, put glue, and then you can just set it down and it will align all your pieces. That is definitely the easier way to go. But I did use the double-sided adhesive, so I have to take it out to pull off the backing, so it kind of throws my plan a little bit. You could also, you know, bring it over here and use your cutout. So if you know that piece goes there, and you know that that piece goes there, so I'm a little off on my pieces, but that's okay. That's another, you can use your cutout to line them up. All righty. I know, I don't want to throw it out. It feels wrong. The packaging is so gorgeous. It feels so wrong to throw it out. But I can't keep keeping the packages. So I'm like, I know a lovely Ann Taylor who is here finds beautiful things to do with the packaging. All right, so this one is going to go up here. This matches the curves. And again, mine will be a little askew because of a gorgeous little fur that just happens to adore Altenew. Now, if she only had posable thumbs, I could have her in here working on projects for me. All right. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit off, but you guys get the idea. I know they're all so beautiful. Okay, so this one here, we'll come over and we'll do the same thing. Sorry, I knocked my thing there a little bit. That would drive me crazy if I was in the studio audience and somebody had a crooked mat. Oh, gosh. I know, I keep thinking I'm going to do something with the boxes, but I haven't come up with a good solution yet. All right, so if I'm off on this one, it's all me because somebody was not on the scene when I was doing this one. So it would be me. But you know what the great thing is? It doesn't matter. They're beautiful. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to look at your card and say, you know, you put a seal in the wrong place. Can you take this back and try again? Nobody's going to say that. So see what I was saying with this one, if you wanted to, once you've got a piece in there, you got to get one of the pieces down. And this is a pretty easy piece to get in there. You could come back in and lay the rest of your pieces after you've removed the backing. It almost would be easier, how Cheryl was talking before, if I didn't use the double-sided adhesive in a way. But I like just being able to rip the back off, stick it down, and off I go. I love that feature. And I have a piece of seashore stuck to my finger that loves me, and it will not leave me. I don't need it to love me. I need it to go. All right, so we're going to move that. And then here. And the great thing is, you wouldn't have to do that step every time where you put your over thing on it. Once you make one, you could keep it as like a sample. There we go. Couldn't think of the word. Oh no. I think I just lost my little piece. Oh no. Uh-oh. Okay, so this one is not going to have a little piece. I went to pull the backing and it went hurtling. Okay. If anybody sees it on my desk, please let me know. Oh my gosh, I don't know where it went to. Holy shnikey, Batman. And it's not stuck on my fingers. Okay, so this one is not going to have that piece. And would anybody know? No, it's okay. All right, now we're going to do our leaves. Same thing. If you're doing multiples, I suggest to put the same ones together. So that way, if you figure out how to do it on one, you're all set. This didn't cut, so I'm just going to come in and trim it and free it from its adhesive sticking there. Okay, so this one is going to come over here. This one's going to go up here. And then this one, now you could use the directions, but you know, why? Ha ha, LOL. No, you should use the directions. Should use the directions. The purple comes out really pretty. It really does. I love sugar plums. That's my favorite Altenew purple. Oh goodness, is that it? No, that's not it. I thought I found my little piece. I did not. All right, and then so now we'll take this one. Yeah, sugar plums is my favorite. I would love to see that as well in a gradient cardstock set. I love that purpley gray. I know you guys are shocked. I love a purpley gray. But yes, all right. While I can give out a little bit here, so you can gander at the flowers whilst we fix our leaves. All right, this one looks like a fire. It's wild. Now, see, this does take a bit of time, but once these are made, your cards come together super duper fast. All right, and then this one. Oh goodness, are we missing pieces? I may be missing pieces here. I think I am missing pieces. Okay. I don't know how I would have lost just that one, but I guess we won't use that leaf, which is okay because you're not supposed to have even amounts. Oh, thank you, Angel. Thank you. That's so nice. It's I have to tell you, I love crafting with you guys. I would do this all day, every day. I love it. I love the chat. I love back and forth. Check my lap. I'm standing up, Nancy. That would be a good suggestion, though. But I'm standing up, so I don't know quite where it has gone to. But yeah, I may find it later on my dress. I had to meet with a client today, so I may find it later on my dress. It's funny. I told my client I was supposed to be off from school next 2 weeks. But if he needed me, he could call me and I would come in. And he said, "Isn't that wrong?" And I said, "What's wrong with that?" And he goes, "You told me that I need to take time for myself. You're not taking time for yourself." And I'm like, well, okay, so I'm more say as I do. I know I'm going to check the kitty's paws. That's a good suggestion. She is watching and making sure that nobody even dare look at our lawn without a little kitty smile. Well, actually, she has very intense owl eyes, but you know, in her, I think it's her way of smiling because she can't smile. All right. And this is a fun afternoon. Let's say this happened soon. Let's say that, your power goes out and, you have, the light from outside and you have nothing else to do. This is a really good activity. Ask me how I know. This is when the mini blossom comes in very, very handy. And I would have used it today, but like I said, I wanted to be able to complete the cards with you. So this was a bit faster for me. And I don't know why I put that piece on there. Maybe we'll use it. It's a little bit different of a look, but that's okay. Now you're faced with a very difficult decision because now we've got to pick our card backgrounds. I'm going to go with white. I'm going to grab my large blending tool and maybe I forgot him. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to take, I love this. This is the release paper from the double-sided adhesive. This is not sticky because the stick comes off it, okay? It's great for things. I use it also for my ink blending. I used to use my packing slips from Altenew, but they changed the packing slips. So now I use my double-sided adhesive sheets. I still find a way. All right, so what I'm going to do, I just have ink left on here. It's anybody's guess what it is. It's likely seashore, but I'm just going to create an area of interest there. It's super duper light. It looks really pretty in real life. Hopefully you can see it. I don't want to go too dark. It's showing up pretty good, pretty good. All right, now we are going to take, and I'm sorry, I wish I knew where my well red was. It's on my desk. As I say in my Saturday classes, it is somewhere in my office. I can feel it. It's just not making itself apparent at the moment. All right. So first what we'll do is we'll decide, and if you want to, you could do a card with both of the flowers. Because I want to do 2 cards, I'm just going to do it with one. Now you could too, if you wanted. You could also, this is my favorite set. So you could also mix and match if you wanted to combine the stamped ones and the Crafty flower. Because remember, it's the same flower. It's the same antique rose. And you have a big fella and you have a little fella. So you could create, a card that has both stamped and the die cut on there. So that's another great thing when Altenew makes a Crafty flower and a stamp. That's a really cool thing. So we're going to put those to the side though for the moment. And we're going to focus on this one. I'll probably do the purple on the teal background or whatever color was on my block. And then I'm going to do 2. I'm going to not use that one because I don't have to. I have enough. Okay. So yeah, if you just have the stamp, do that. That's absolutely a good idea. All right. And then I do have adhesive on the back. No worries. I'm just going to stick some foam tape that is literally stuck to my die cutting machine. And so I think this one I'm going to have go like this. Okay. So my sentiment's going to go down here. I think, oh goodness, I usually have you guys pick. This is a tough decision. Okay, let's do You Become What You Believe. Yeah, and if you have some of the Crafty flowers, and even if they're not similar, go for it. Pop it on there. Another idea I had, when I did my last order from Altenew, they were giving these away. They were including these in the package. What you could do, I left these out for this exact reason, just to show you. I store mine differently. I store mine in a 12 by 12 record album holder. But you could come in and I just don't want to cut all of them. So I'm trying to cut them while they're still in the packaging. And, oh, I did get a piece. Okay. All right. So what you could do is if you wanted to, you could ink these up. Okay. That's an option. All right. So they're just really, really, really lightly with that teal. Okay. And then you can bring these in whatever way and add them to your arrangement as well. So that's another idea. Okay. I love those nested wreath cutouts, and I don't think they get a lot of love. They're one of those things you see on the site and you're like, oh yeah, they're cool. Next. And so I like to show those off when I can, because I really, really think they're excellent. And they're they remind me of the Just Leaves dies, except they are already cut. You don't have to cut them. And then I'm going to stamp on the back of this just to make sure that I'm going to have a good impression. I also want to make sure I know how to apply the pressure. Okay, what is a good pressure? I like my image. So now I know when I go to my project, okay, it's not a guarantee. I can't promise it's going to work perfectly. But it likely, I remember the pressure that I used over there. I'm using the lines on my block and my mat, and I'm lining it up and I'm pushing it down. Okay, so there's that. So what we will do is these have the adhesive, and this is the one I just used the double-sided adhesive for that works perfectly. There's a video coming out soon that I show. I use that when I make an arrangement. I know a lot of folks like to use the press and seal. Press and seal. I sound like Sammy Davis. Was he the one that did that? I can't remember. I've been watching a lot of those old movies, so he would make the press and seal, you know. And we're getting off course here. A little off course. I don't even think Angel can write that back. And so, or you could turn this if you wanted to, but I like to have it kind of right there. I don't want a gap, but I want it kind of going up. Because I always, when JC said this, I always used to do this, but I always like the sun's coming from up in the corner. So I like to have it going up in that corner. So there's our first card. And then this one, again, you could lay it, and if you had a bigger portion of the wreath, it would go the whole thing. What we could do is put it over in the corner so it hits both corners, and then you can have it either come down here and include your wreath. Okay, we'll put our sentiment up here. You could have, you know, it coming out to the end, or if you don't want a wreath, no wreath is good too. Whichever way you like. If you like the wreath, go for it. And yes, we have an obsidian reinker. Woot woot, as my mother would say. Woot woot. She loves woot woot. My mother is a hoot. She is a hoot. You may have guessed. I get it from someplace. I think this is my favorite. This one, the challenges are what make life interesting. Overcoming them is what makes it meaningful. Oh, Angel's woot wooting too. Woohoo! And then this one is my second favorite. Will it be easy? Nope. Will it be worth it? Definitely. Because many things in life that we do are so not easy. But in the end, are they worth it? Oh, yeah. As my aunt says, oh, yeah. I have an interesting family. You may have guessed. We laugh a lot. But it's a good thing. All right. And I also have a very interesting crafty family. We have a lot of fun together too. So, all right. I'm going to just let that sit there for a second. All right. And then put that down there. Ta-da! Now, if you want to step this up, I firmly believe in the clear embossing powder and heat setting that. That makes me so happy. So happy. All right. I am going to, now I just peeled off the back of the adhesive, because what you can do is, I know I want that one there. So I'm going to fit this, and the leaves fit perfectly like that. They nest right in the flowers in different places. And I am going to put my other one going off the page, and hopefully I didn't smudge my sentiment. No, I did not. So I am going to put my other one right there. Okay. So now those are glued on. What I'm going to do is just take a piece of random adhesive that is on my desk, because I need to bring in my new roll of foam tape. I'm getting there. And then this is my double-sided ultra sticky tape. So I can pull that off. So it's really sticky. Sticky. All right. And then we're going to bring this down and put that there. And then another thing, yes, you could cut this, trim this down on this side, put a teal or, okay, let's pretend that's not there. Look how pretty that would be. And Emery approves. This is Emery approved. Emery wants the gold, apparently. So look how pretty that would be. Let me just trim this off because it kind of, seeing the backing of the double-sided adhesive steals a little bit of the show. So let's not do that. Let's come on over. So like Nancy said, if we cut this down a scotch, because that's 6 inches and my card's only 5.5. But yeah, if we had that on the side, wouldn't that be pretty on the side? So you could just trim down over here. And then again, play with these. I love how these look on my projects. Another idea for this is to ink this and squish it onto your project. Okay. Hi, Jenny. Thank you for joining us. And you can create interesting backgrounds using these. You can also dry emboss with these. Put these in your die cutting machine. For mine, I put it on the bottom. I put my piece of paper. I put a rubber mat and an embossing plate. I run it through, and you can get a letterpress technique with these. These weren't the focus today, but maybe one day I'll do a focus on the wreaths and the mosaic, because I think they get overlooked, unfortunately, and they're absolutely stunning. I think I actually like that better. I was not going to do it, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, baby. All right. I have my double-sided ultra sticky tape here. So I use this if I get, oh, Kim, thank you so much. That means the world to me. You guys always say something or send hugs and smiles, and you make my week. Thank you so much, Kim. That's so sweet. Thank you. You guys mean the world to me, and I mean that with all sincerity. I'm so grateful for all of you in my life. Okay. Even if we just chat over this. You want to do a live? Okay. Yes, I will do my next live. I have a live coming up. Sorry. Emery and I have a live coming up. Let me get it right here. And we will do the nested creative cutouts, nested leaves, and the Moroccan mosaic. I just have to make sure they're in stock. So if they're not in stock on my next live, then we will do it next time. Oh, Angel, I'm so happy. Yay. Oh, you guys. Oh, if I could do a heart emoji with it blowing out of my eyeballs, that's, I love you all so much. All right, we will come up, and I always have an awkward smile on my face because you never know when it's going to pause or come in, so you can wait, and you don't want that. You want to be smiling or something. So thank you so much. It's the highlight of my week being here with you guys. It's so much fun. And Emery as well sends all of her crafty love and crafty goodness to all of you out there. I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. If you guys make projects and put them in the fan group, I would love to see what you make. I am super stoked. I hope you'll give a look again at the Antique Rose Craft of Flower layering die set, which is a little bit older, but still a classic and a goodie. So I look forward to seeing you guys very, very soon. I hope you have fun, and thank you so much for all of us at Altenew for allowing us to help you craft your life. Until next time, happy crafting, my friends.